Leadership in Organizations Module Overview. Leadership is more than a position. It is a dynamic process of influence that involves vision, communication, inspiration, direction, and trust. In modern organizations, leadership determines the difference between stagnation and transformation, disengagement and commitment, failure and sustainable success. This module presents a comprehensive, multidimensional exploration of leadership in organizational settings. It bridges classical theories with contemporary leadership models and emerging trends in the 21st century workplace. It equips you with a detailed understanding of what leadership is, how it works, why it fails or thrives, and how it can be cultivated intentionally. Beyond theoretical knowledge, this module examines leadership behaviors, styles, power dynamics, ethical implications, emotional intelligence, diversity, followership, crisis response, virtual leadership, and strategic influence. It dissects leadership from every angle: historical, psychological, sociological, organizational, and global. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you should be able to define leadership and differentiate it from management, evaluate historical and modern leadership theories, identify various leadership styles and their workplace implications, understand how power, influence, and authority operate in leadership roles, analyze emotional intelligence and its role in effective leadership, assess ethical and moral considerations in leadership decisions, apply leadership models to real-world organizational situations, understand how to lead across cultures, generations, and remote environments, foster leadership development and succession planning in organizations. Section 1.0. Understanding leadership. Leadership is the process of influencing others to understand and agree about what needs to be done and how to do it, and the process of facilitating individual and collective efforts to accomplish shared objectives. Leadership versus management. Aspect. Leadership, management, focus, vision and people, systems and processes, orientation, future-driven, present operational, influence, inspiration and trust, authority and control, role, change agent, stability agent, strategy, innovate and transform, plan and organize. Both are necessary. Leadership drives direction and change, while management ensures execution and continuity. Section 2: Foundations of leadership theories. First, trait theory believes leaders are born with inherent traits that make them effective. Traits often associated include intelligence, confidence, integrity, charisma, emotional stability, criticism. Not all great leaders share the same traits. Environment and learning matter too. Second, behavioral theories focus on what leaders do rather than what they are. Two major dimensions: task-oriented behavior, dot, structure, goals, deadlines; people-oriented behavior, support, communication, empathy. Key studies: Ohio State Studies, initiating structure versus consideration. University of Michigan Studies, job-centered versus employee-centered behavior. Three contingency theories. Leadership effectiveness depends on the match between the leader's style and the situation. A. Fiedler's contingency model. Leaders are either task-oriented or relationship-oriented. Effectiveness depends on leader-member relations, task structure, position power. B. Hersey and Blanchard's situational leadership. Leadership should adapt based on follower readiness: directing, low readiness; coaching, supporting, delegating, high readiness. 4. Transactional and transformational leadership. Burns and Bass. Transactional leadership, based on exchange, rewards, and punishment, focuses on supervision, performance, and compliance, uses structured goals and feedback. Transformational leadership inspires extraordinary motivation and commitment. Components include idealized influence, role model, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, individualized consideration. Fifth, charismatic leadership. Leaders inspire through personal charm and vision, often emerge during crises or transitions. Risks include hero worship and lack of succession planning. 6. Servant leadership. Greenleaf. The leader is a servant first. Prioritizes the needs of the team, organization, and community. Characteristics. Dot. Listening. Empathy. Stewardship. Commitment to growth. 7. Authentic leadership. Built on self-awareness, transparency, ethics, and values. Authentic leaders. Know their purpose. Lead with heart. Build connected relationships. Demonstrate integrity. Section 3. Power, authority, and influence. Leadership involves power, but how power is used defines its legitimacy. French and Raven's 5 bases of power. Legitimate power. Formal authority. Reward power. Ability to give incentives. Coercive power. Ability to punish. Expert power. Knowledge and skill. Referent power. Personal admiration and respect. The effective leader relies more on expert and referent power than coercion or hierarchy. Section 4. Leadership styles. Style. Description. Best used when autocratic. Leader makes decisions alone. Quick decisions, unskilled team. Democratic. Team input is valued. Skilled team, need engagement. Laissez-faire. Hands-off leadership. Highly experienced teams. Coaching. Focus on development. Long-term performance visionary. Focus on direction and future organizations in change or uncertainty. Pace setting. High performance standards. Urgent results from skilled staff. Affiliative. Focus on harmony and people. Morale building and team bonding. Effective leaders adapt their style to people and context. Section 5. Emotional intelligence, EI, in leadership. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in oneself and others. Leaders with high EI. Communicate with empathy. Manage conflict effectively. Inspire and calm under stress. Build trust. Daniel Goleman's 5 EI components. Self-awareness. Self-regulation. Motivation. Empathy. Social skills. Section 6. Ethical leadership. Ethical leadership involves acting with integrity, making transparent decisions, prioritizing stakeholder well-being, building a culture of accountability. Leaders set the moral tone for the organization. Ethical failures like fraud or abuse are often leadership failures. Section 7. Leadership in diverse and global workplaces. Leaders today must navigate cross-cultural teams, gender diversity, generational gaps, remote and hybrid environments. Cultural awareness and inclusive leadership are non-negotiable for global success. Section 8. Developing leadership in organizations. Leadership development programs. Mentorship and coaching. Succession planning. 360-degree feedback. Stretch assignments. Self-reflection tools. Job rotation. Cross-functional teams. Organizations that invest in leadership build resilience, innovation, and long-term sustainability. Section 9. Challenges and future of leadership. Leading through complexity and crisis. Navigating AI and digital transformation. Balancing performance and well-being. Maintaining authenticity in virtual environments. Emphasizing agile, servant, and shared leadership models. Tomorrow's leaders must be emotionally intelligent, adaptive, inclusive, tech-savvy, and ethically grounded. Conclusion. Leadership is both an art and a science. It is a lifelong journey of self-awareness, relationship building, ethical influence, and adaptive thinking. Whether leading a small team or a global enterprise, the leader's actions shape culture, productivity, morale, innovation, and legacy. Great leadership is not born, it is cultivated, practiced, and refined.